Live pictures here from the CRNFC ground, where it's an absolute blockbuster clash to kick off the Singer Schools rugby season from Longdon Place. It's St. Joseph's taking on St. Peter's, the traditional battle. This is the biggest match of the season for both these teams, and unfortunately for them, it's come as the first match. So everything will depend on the outcome of this game, and how the rest of it goes, how the rest of the season goes, will depend largely on how this works for the rest of the 80 minutes that we have on the cards. St. Joseph starting with the first foray out of their 22. Good kick from Shamika Kurumbela-Pitia to the Peters captain Kevin Dixon. Good bounce of the ball. Peters on the run again. First break. Number 13 brought down well, been a tackle there at the end of it. That was Fernando with a good run out, but St. Peter's cover defense, St. Joseph's cover defense getting across and making the last gasp tackle. So not a good kick in the end. Dixon making the most of it and starting the counter attack. And it looks like it's going to be a fast-paced game of rugby. Joining me in the commentary box, Yitzhak De Silva. Yitzhak, an exciting start for the game.
Yes, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful atmosphere here at the CRNFC. Of course, like you said, Shanika, the first game of the season, that should be tough on the bodies, but the blood will be pumping because you're playing against your arch rivals.
It's going to be a very important line out here. The first line out of the game, and St. Joseph's already under pressure. Captain Tariq Saleh will have to rally his troops, but that's well won in the end there by Viraj Pereira. And a relieving kick under pressure. So Josephs will be happy with that they managed to withstand that early thrust by St. Peter's. And Peters showing that they have real danger out wide. We've got the likes of Nishan Pereira, the former flank forward, who has now turned himself into a centre at inside centre, wearing the number 12 jersey. And outside him, Fernando, who made that run. Heshan Piris and Kevin Dixon, the danger man. They've secured it now, and they'll want to get those names in movement. Here they go. That's Nishan Fernando. Good tackle on him, but he presents the ball well. Scrum half gives it out to Fernando. Dixon to his left winger. That was the other Fernando. Two Fernandos on the wing for St. Peter's today. Fernando goes in after it. Lots of Fernandos in this team. A big tackle. Nothing illegal about that. Excellent defense from Josephs. Nishan Fernando, lovely pass out to Fernando. Unfortunately, knocking the ball on, and St. Josephs will be happy with that. And that knock forward really saving St. Joseph's there, because it looked like they had numbers on the outside.
Absolutely, you can see clear strategy to send the ball wide, Shanika, and playing to their strengths. St. Peter's College, they've got a very quick line for themselves this season, of course, winning the All-Ireland Sevens. So lovely to see some open rugby and spreading it to the wingers, who are very, very quick.
Yes, it looks like this pace out wide is what St. Joseph's will really have to contain. They've got some pace of their own. Vimukta Rahula, one of the big players in that back line for them. But St. Joseph's strength will be in the forward pack, and they'll want to keep it there as much as they can. Good relieving kick there from the fly half, Shamika Kurumbela-Pitia, who played as first receiver there. Ravin Antonio is playing at fly half, the youngster. So the first line out of the game for St. Peter's to be thrown in by Yapa. Yapa finds a good collection in the middle. St. Peter's bringing their blindside winger into good inside pass to Dixon. Still going with the blindside wing, Fernando. For the other Fernando, the scrum half. Great line speed in defense by St. Joseph's. But good ball retention by Peters. They're making it available once again. Long ball once again to Nishan. Nishan is well snaffled by Vimukti Rahula. They've got to watch the numbers on defense as the St. Peter's look to regroup in attack. Good availability, good continuity from St. Peter's. The scrum half going again. That's KCRL Fernando. And now the fly half gives it to Dixon. Dixon trying to step his way in, finds a lovely little offload to his forward runner. Referee Richard Carter making sure he keeps Josephian line onside. They've showed good discipline so far. No penalties yet in the game. And now switching play is the fly half, Jayavikrama, Sandesh Jayavikrama. Ball bounces away and Josephs are on it like hyenas pouncing on a carcass. But Peters still have it. Sandesh Jayavikrama puts the high up and under. Kurumbalapitiya's first tester. And he's not done well there. Ball seemed swirling around in the breeze, but you'd expect Kurumbalapitiya to do a little bit better with that. And dancing out of trouble is the St. Joseph's number 14, Vinul Fernando. He did well there, the winger. And now they've got to make it available through Chaturanga. Gives it to the big man, Stefan Gregory, one of their chief ball carriers. And Kurumbalapitiya does a little bit better with the touch kick than he did with the collection of the up and under. So St. Peter's will have noticed that. A big player for St. Joseph's Yitzhak, and that will play on Kurumbalapitiya's confidence.
Absolutely. We have seen him when he first came into the side. He was something nobody knew about. But then over the last couple of seasons, people have kind of recognized what his strengths are. And at open play, he's pretty good. So they look to put a lot of pressure on the lad. So good throw-in comes in St. Joseph's College. That's Antonio who puts it into the middle of the field. Down to Dixon here. Now this is danger. The guy's got a lot of space. Looks for options. Looks to come back on the inside. But taken down. They're still going. Good leg pumping there. St. Peter's College with possession. Slow ball coming out here. Goes towards the left. Once again brings him back on the inside. But still going strong guy. That pumping legs there. Loose ball at the breakdown there. Still playing on St. Peter's College. Looking to consolidate from here. Good pressure, line speed there by St. Joseph's College. St. Peter's still with the ball. Steps, sends him out. Here's the danger guy, Dixon. Flat pass there, steps on the outside. Pretty good. That's going to be a good matchup. Releases him. That looks slightly forward, but St. Joseph's College regain the ball. That's Antonio. Space at the back for St. Joseph's College. Kurumbalapitiya kicks once again into Dixon's hands. This is bad from St. Joseph's College. They've got to realize that that guy's got the gas. Goes for a lovely banana kick. Has he executed it beautifully? That's pretty good. That's come back inside, and that'll be a 22-meter restart for St. Joseph's College. Yes, good passage of play there by St. Peter's College. St. Joseph's College haven't really gotten into the game as of yet.
No, they haven't had their hands on the ball, Itzhak, and that's something that they've got to make sure of. And as you said very rightly, they're kicking into the most dangerous player's hands. Kevin Dixon is a guy that can light this field up from anywhere, and they can't keep kicking to him. They can't keep kicking good kicks to him and not chasing that. So that's something that they've got to improve, their kick chasing. It's very important. And here's the 22-meter dropout. So better dropout this time. Going on a big run is the number 5 for St. Peter's, Rajapaksa. And now Nishan. They've got space on the outside, but St. Peter's drift well. Nishan loses the ball forward. And there was a knock forward there, but the referee was unsighted.
I repeat, order of vehicle K in 1744. Please move your vehicle.
St. Peter's through Yapa, but it's overthrown, but somehow they win it back. Here is the number 13, R. Fernando.
St. Peter's College, you can see clearly going to their wingers. They know they've got the gas on the outside. So that's going to be an interesting matchup. The two Fernando and Pires taking on the Josephian lads. Vinul Fernando, of course, and Romesh Priyanka. So that's going to be the matchup for me, Shanaka, because St. Peter's have got a lot of speed on the outside.
And not only speed, they've got some strength as well, as we watch the first scrum of the game. Good pressure from St. Peter's, and Kurumbalapiti at first receiver once again has only one option but to thump it down the throat of Dixon. Dixon looking inside, and now he gives it to Nishan Fernando. Far too much space for St. Peter's to run in. Dixon brings it up once again. Peters have had all the ball here. And standing off in the tackle, St. Joseph's, but they didn't want to come around because the ruck had finished there. So there's no offside line. Here's Sandesh Jaivikrama to the big runner, Rajapaksa. Thumped into the floor. That's a good moral victory for St. Joseph's, who have been on the back foot so far in this game. Pereira there with a borrow through the space, but they're looking to go wide. Kevin Dixon, well brought down. Well, no, he's still going. Manages to find Fernando again. And penalty goes, the first penalty of the game goes St. Peter's way. So it has all been St. Peter's in the first few minutes of this game, Yitzhak.
Absolutely, Shanaka. The back three look very cohesive. They look like they know each other's games pretty well out and out. So that's been the combination that they've gone to. But I like the fly half as well for St. Peter's College. He's kept the game going. It's been a bit of slow ball from the breakdown, but the fly half has directed his team pretty well.
Yes, Sandesh Jaivikrama has been pulling the strings very well. But I think that's also largely due to the fact that St. Joseph's on their third and fourth phase defense don't seem to be coming up and defending well. That's something that they've got to check up on in their organization. And this is an under pressure line out. Yapa with the all-important throw-in goes to the middle, and St. Peter's will try and set up their maul, but well sacked there by Joseph's very legally. Excellent defense of that rolling maul. And Jaivikrama feigns a switch and then gives a big pass out, a cutout pass to his outside center. Now it's quick ball. Here's Dixon in the line. Dixon stepping but brought down in the end by Samish Viranga. St. Joseph desperate to put their hands on the ball here. And it's been ripped away and turned over by St. Joseph's. Now they've got a little bit of space. Nobody at the back, but it's not a great kick again. And Jaivikram, although he was back, had absolutely no one behind him. And a little better that kick was, might have done wonders for the Josephian defense.
Shanaka, lovely to see the likes of Dixon step with speed and beating his... He always finds a way to beat the first man, and it takes about a couple of guys to bring him down. So he's one to look out for this season. Now St. Joseph's College will look to create some pressure for the first time they're in the St. Peter's half, Shanaka.
Yes, they'll be very happy with that, but still it's not their ball. And somehow they managed to win it this time around. And now, some space. Ravin Antonio. It's a long ball out to Vinul Fernando. Vinul Fernando going on the outside. The tackle is a little high. We'll see what the referee has to say about that. Not a lot. And there you go, the players piling in. This is not something we want to see. And Tariq Salih, who went flying in there, the captain, has got to worry about whether there's going to be any issues with retaliation. This is still an almighty punch-up here. Not something we want to see from these two schools. A bench emptying brawl there. A bench emptying brawl, not something we want to see. We don't want to see masters and referees and old boys and spectators running onto the pitch. That's certainly not on. If there is a punch up on the rugby field, it needs to be handled on the rugby field. You don't need to see anyone else get involved.
Absolutely, no two words about it. Rival schools, but brother schools as well, so we shouldn't see that slightly high tackle. Nevertheless, this is the big match, Shanaka. There's going to be a bit of argy-bargy, but that's where the crowd shouldn't get involved and the master in charge. Yes, they had to. They had no option, but that shouldn't happen.
Yes, and both benches emptied as well, Itzhak, and that's really not something that is encouraged at all. And I will be very surprised if there aren't a few cards shown here. Irshad Kada has a lot to think about here. And he's also got to bear in mind this is a big game. There's obviously a lot of tension, but he also has to keep this an even contest, Yitzhak. So he can't just go out sending 3-4 people to the bin.
Absolutely. I wouldn't want to see probably the big players for St. Peter's and St. Joseph's going on. We like to see it 15 on 15 equally. And let's see what referee Kada has in mind. He's consulted his touch judges. Looks like he's handled this situation pretty well. But there's drinks on the field as well, so time taken off probably to cool the players down. Coming in with a lot of pumping blood. Yes, that's good. You've got to channel that aggression though, Chanaka.
Yes, absolutely, and I think he's doing well here. He's just having a chat to the two captains, Kevin Dixon and Tariq Saleh, both who have played well for Sri Lanka, both of them. So they'll know each other pretty well. And hopefully they'll be able to keep the emotions of their team under control as well. But a long explanation. Both benches. A lot of emotion in this game, and that's partly because it's such an important game coming first up, Yitzhak. And both these teams, I think, from what I know, the little I know of this season, there's been not a lot going on in terms of preparation. As we see the yellow card being given, one to Piris. To Ramit Silva of St. Peter's, and the other one to Vinul Fernando of St. Joseph's. So St. Peter's lose a flank forward and St. Joseph's lose a winger. It looks like a bit of a balancing act that the referees tried out. I would have given the card probably to the guy who arrived third and not the ones who actually started the fight, but what can you do?
Absolutely, I've got to agree with you, but the game goes on. This is the joke, Pete. This is a big one for both schools. And penalized there, St. Joseph's College, so St. Peter's College make 10 meters. Referee card, I think, handled that situation pretty well. A lot of fisticuffs in that one, but nevertheless, we're back to the game. That's what everybody's come to watch. Sandesh off the splice. Not a very good kick there. Feeling his foot there as well. But good to see a big crowd, more than usual. Yapa will throw in for St. Peter's College. Chance for a set play, Shanaka.
Well, there'll be a bit of a problem bringing the game back into control now. You can already see the crowd getting fired up. You can hear it on our speakers. Massive crowd here at Longton Place. Anxious to see the result of this game. And that's well crooked. Well crooked from Yapa, and you can see the pressure already starting to tell. The line out for St. Joseph's looking pretty good. We have Ishan Peters and Ravin Silva, who are good jumpers. So putting a little bit of pressure on Yapa's throw. It's a good scrum from Peters. Tariq Saleh waits for it. Goes off the back and makes some good ground. Finally some front foot ball for the Josephians. And now Stefan Gregory, their chief ball carrier in the forward pack. Joseph's finally with the ball. They've got to look at a bit of a box kick here. Arvin Antonio. Now the kick goes up, but Dixon is so fast across the ground. But offside, says the referee. The Pete Wright defensive line was offside. And that's something Josephs have done very well, Yitzhak. They've showed some good line speed, but they've stayed onside behind the last foot. And that's something Peters will have to be mindful of.
Yes, absolutely. I think St. Joseph's have been pretty compact on defense so far. They've looked pretty steady. But let's see for the rest of the games, with fitness levels decreasing throughout the course of the game. Let's see whether they can keep this quality up. It's a kick into touch, making about 20 meters there for St. Joseph's College. Now coming back to that little brawl, Shanaka, the next edgy tackle will have to go into the bin.
Yes, it is. It sets the standard for the whole game, doesn't it? So there was nothing really much in the tackle. It was not a malicious tackle. It was not even too high. It wasn't too dangerous, but it was a high tackle and should have been penalized. But I think the players need to allow the referee to sort these things out. Tariq Saleh smashes into his opposite number, Stefan Gregory. And now some space for Antonio. Lovely hands. They're missing a man on the outside. Kurumbala Pitya steps inside. Now the Josephian crowd gets behind their team. Once again, Saleh smashes the second tackle to the ground as well. But the ball is loose. And there's a penalty for hands in the ruck, says referee Rishad Carter. But leading from the front is Tariq Saleh in his new position of number 8. And goodness me, didn't he smash that man to the ground?
Absolutely, following in the footsteps of his father, MKR Saleh. But this is the thing, like to see this kind of rugby. Stefan Gregory with the second phase play, taking on his opposite number as well. Good from St. Joseph's. Has that little brawl brought St. Joseph's back into the game?
Yes, indeed. I think this is a team that needs to get fired up, Yitzhak. And hopefully for St. Peter's, it doesn't work in the opposite direction. So this is a chance, the first chance for points really for St. Joseph's. And Kurumbala Pitya will find this an easy kick. He should. Nalaka Virakodi has been working with him all season long. He's an experienced campaigner and there's no excuse for missing this one.
Yes, this is a right footer's dream. Shanakal, nice little shot he can put over. Just not too far away, just towards the left as well. So it's going to be Kurumbala Pitya, I guess, for the rest of the season with the boot once again. Physios, you can see already on the field. The players, Shanika, I'm not really a fan of having the big match as the first match of your season.
Well, I don't think it was by choice, Yitzhak. It's just the fact that they finished 4th and 5th, or they are drawn 4th and 5th on either side of the draw. So 4 plays 5, just like St. Thomas's played Science College yesterday, and Royal played St. Anthony's because they were 3rd and 6th. So that's the way the draw works. So I don't think they really could help it. If they want to avoid that, I think they just have to finish 1st and 2nd.
Easier said than done, Shanika.
I was saying earlier, before the fights erupted, Yitzhak, that I think these are probably the 2 best prepared teams in the draw this time around. I know Trinity have been doing a lot of work, but as far as coaching goes, as far as physical conditioning goes, you won't get it much better than these 2 teams.
Absolutely. They've got a lot of structure in their academies and rugby going, so it's good to see St. Joseph's and St. Peter's at the top. And commentators curse, first kick of the season goes wide. That's not a good start for Kurumbala Pitya.
Yes, and you've got to look at his body angle as he starts up. Yitzhak, there's obviously something technically wrong with that because he keeps pulling them to the left. And somebody's got to work on that, and nobody better than around the Nalaka Virakodi, obviously, probably the best kicker that Sri Lanka ever produced. So if he can't do it, then don't know who can. But here's a chance for Saleh to make amends for his vice-captain. He's a strong boy, won't die wondering, Tariq Saleh. And now Stefan Gregory coming back on the inside, keeps going. It's available. And that's not, that seemed like a bit of a punch thrown in there with the tackle, but referee allowing plays to go on. Nice little chip there, but Kevin Dixon is still the first man to get there. They'll need to drag him out. Samisha Viranga with a little chip kick, finally putting Dixon under a little bit of pressure.
Yes, but he's still quick. Shanika, if you were the kicker, what would be your advice coming in for your runners? I mean, you've got a guy who's quicker than the rest on the field. What kind of strategy would you ask your chasers?
Well, you got to give the kick as much air as you can, Yitzhak. That's the only way you're going to allow these slower players to get under the ball. And I don't know whether St. Joseph's are doing that well enough. But now you can see how the fortunes have shifted. The pendulum has swung. Josephs have had all the balls since that fight. And now they look like it's under pressure. But that's good to see. But Ball stolen by St. Peter's, well stolen. And now space for Kevin Dixon. St. Joseph's had line deep. Lovely pass from Nishan Fernando. Lovely pass over the head. And a good tackle in the end to bring an end to Dixon's run. That was from Viraj Pereira. And again, excellent defense from, aggressive defense from St. Joseph's. Rajapaksa is brought down. And still going St. Peter's after that line-out steal. Nice short ball to the forward runner. Taking another tackle. Setting up another phase. This is good patient play. Can see how deep St. Peter's have lined. Jai Vikrama now. Nishan Fernando. Brought down well by the Josephian number 4, Ishane Peters. Now Fernando again. Puts the gas on. Good pass out to Kevin Dixon. Dixon steps, but they've marked him well. So strong. Stays on his feet. Good discipline again from St. Joseph's. And in the line is the blindside wing 3. But the referee says no, the discipline was not good enough. And they will get themselves a penalty right in front of the posts. And this is what would have evened things up if Kurumbala got that kick. But now it's a chance for the lead. And Dixon, who has been doing all the running and all the initiating for St. Peter's, now has a chance to put his team in front.
Absolutely. This is pretty much easier than Kurumbala PT's kick, so we might see this soaring over the post. But for St. Joseph's College, they've got to take Dixon out of play. That's got to be the strategy. He reminds me a bit of Ben Smith, Shanaka. He's always on the ball, looking on the outside, knows. He looks like a very smart player, and he's got the skills to back that up.
That's a very favorable comparison, Yitzhak. I'm not sure that you can compare him to Ben Smith quite yet, but he is a very, very good fullback. And he's very electric. And I would actually, if you're looking at a player that he reminds me of, this may have been before your time, but Christian Cullen is the one that comes to mind because he's injecting a lot of pace into every attack. And that's a good kick from the Pete Wright captain. He's a guy that can handle pressure, which I'm not sure Kurumbala Pitia, his opposite number, is able to do as well as Kevin Dixon can. He's a guy that has scored hat-tricks to win matches for his team, so he's never a guy to shy away from anything. But it's 3-0, and we've had a lot more action than that on the park, even though the scoreboard only reads 3-0 in favor of St. Peter's.
Yes, and it looks like 10 minutes is almost over. The two Sin Bin lads are going to come back into the field, so it's going to be 15-on-15 once again. St. Joseph's College trailing by 3 points. Of course, having the first kick. And there we see the flanker and wing 3/4 for St. Joseph's College coming back onto the field. Kurumbala Pitia will restart the game here at CRNFC.
Looks like there's been a replacement as well. I thought I saw Heen Palla go on for St. Peter's, the number 21 jersey. And a good clearance from Sandesh Jayavikrama. So Silva goes back on from the sin bin, and joining him is Vinul Fernando. So St. Joseph's will have that extra man in defense on the left, and they would have needed that because Dixon has been cutting them open. Set pieces have been good compared to yesterday's match that I watched, Science and St. Thomas's. Good competence. And this is Savin De Silva. Big boy. Nice short ball to Tariq Sali. And good quick ball as well. And here's Vinul Fernando back from the sin bin. Gets dragged out. And it looks like Pires on the right wing for St. Peter's has a point to prove. He's not really winning any fans in the crowd.
Absolutely, but I like this guy, the wing 3/4 for St. Joseph's College. He knows he doesn't have the speed to counter his opposite number, but he's got aggression on him, and he's got a good fence, so that's a way he's looking to counter his opposite number. St. Peter's College, Yapa there. Good line out there, brought down by St. Joseph's legally, of course. Yapa steps into Scrum half spreads it wide. That's Hinpalo with the ball outside. Comes back on the inside. St. Peter's College with possession. Options left and right. Slow ball once again for St. Peter's College. This is a tall lad there. That's the number 5 lock for St. Peter's College, Raja Paksa. Spreads it wide. Out there to the speed. Oh, lovely dummy. Cuts him through. He's got Kurumbalapiti on the outside. Oh, that's a good little step inside. Dixon, could he go all the way? Just shot there. Oh, yes, he scored. What a beautiful try. That's the first try off the Joe Pete. Beautiful continuity. We've seen that throughout the game from St. Peter's College, finally slicing through the gap.
It was the dam was always going to break, Itzhak, because St. Peter's were hitting that outside channel in attack so much. It was outstanding work from Fernando, TRR Fernando, who has looked dangerous every time he's touched the ball. In the first minute, he threatened the Josephian line, and now he's created the gap that put Kevin Dixon in space. But good to see a good tackle from Kurumbalapiti at the last gasp, but a superb offload from Fernando in the face of that pressure, and Kevin Dixon, who better to pass that to, and to have it finished off, and he'll have a chance now to score all the points for his team, put them 10-0 ahead. But St. Joseph's can't hang their heads. They need to come back from this, and it's a very, very important kick now to put them 10 points ahead. 10 points leads much better than 8, and it was an outstanding performance from Fernando, stepping nicely. The drift defense just not having enough for the Josephians on that counter-attack.
Dixon poised now for the kick. Pretty simple kick once again. Glares at the post. No such win to talk about today. So Dixon strikes it well. And that's through. So 10 points on the board for St. Peter's College. Right in front here, and once again with momentum.
What's impressive about Dixon, Itzhak, is how relaxed he is. When you see him, you're lining up for the kick as well. He's breathing well, he's really relaxed, he's very balanced, and the way he strikes it, that ball was still rising when it went through the post, so you can see he's got a lot more range on him and a lot more confidence. So that's something that's going to play on the minds of these Josephian forwards as well. And I think Josephs need to keep it a little closer together. They need to go with Tariq Sali and Stefan Gregory as their chief ball carriers, and maybe crash the ball up the middle through guys like Vimukti Rahul and Samisha Viranga. Sandesh Jayavikrama comes back from a blood bin. And Kurumbalapiti with a long restart. Slices that, but well, oh dear, that ball has fallen very kindly for the Peterite winger. Looks for an offload, and it's all Peter's jerseys in support. That was a horrible mix-up between Sali, who was coming forward to take the ball, and I think it was a scrum half going back. That was Chaturanga. And Joes look like they've let the pressure get to them.
Yes, it's been the story of the last 15 big matches, Shanaka. We've got close to the game, to winning the game, but we haven't really gone the distance. So hopefully this year is a bit of a difference, but trailing by 10 points early on in this game. St. Peter's College, clear strategy. They like to give themselves a lot of space. St. Joseph's have to fight around the fringes. That's where this game is going to be lost or won.
Yes, I think Josephs need to change their game plan just a little bit and stop kicking the ball into Dixon's hands for starters. Maybe little chips bringing him forward. Oh, but that's real under pressure stuff for Chaturanga in the number 9 jersey. The halfback does a little bit better this time, and Kurumbalapiti will kick down the line. And it's a good kick, giving them some space. But Peters have the ball and the scoreboard, and they look extremely happy with the way this is going. You can see a little bit in terms of body language. You can see much less panic in the St. Peter's ranks, but you can see a few exchange glances and etc. in the Joseph's camp, and that's an untidy line-out ball for St. Peter's, but they still manage to keep it with them. Jayavikrama. And that's come off the side of his boot. Might be a dangerous kick nevertheless. TRR Fernando chasing through. And once again, Kurumbula Pitia not letting that bounce, but that was a knock forward. And it's a scrum for St. Joseph's. They'll need to get a good platform and try and get back into the game here, Itzhak.
Yes, for me, they look like they lack a little bit of direction, Shanak. I mean, like you said very rightly, they're panicking, so they've got to get down to their game plan. They, of course, have a very experienced coach in Bilal Yusuf, so he's got to get in and drill it into these guys. They've got to change their strategy slightly. Around the fringes is the call from the crowd as well. Chaturanga, who's had a bit of a shocker of a game. There you can see coming in from the side there. Quick take and go by Sali, the skipper. He's led from the front. Going on once again. Takes 3 guys to bring him down. Slow ball for St. Joseph's. Chaturanga looping that towards the big man, the man mountain. He's brought down. Nice defense by St. Peter's College. Chaturanga goes to his left and dropped cold-blooded there. Play on by St. Peter's College. Here we go once again. This is the battle that's been going on. That's way forward. Play on by St. Joseph's College. Viraj Fernando. Oh, bit of a high tackle there, but good stuff there. That's totally legal. St. Joseph's College with possession once again. Chaturanga taking his time. Antonio looks for a little chip kick. It comes around, ball still inside. I think no, just trickles out there. So St. Joseph's College not really keeping the ball. Shanak, I think they've got to handle the ball a bit more around the fringes, as I've been saying over and over again.
Yes, I haven't watched practice, obviously, Yitzhak, but I really like the look of Dulit Fernando at fly half. I think he controls the game a lot better. Ravin Antonio is a good player, but he gets a little bit rattled and he favors the boot a little bit too much because his kicking is not as good directionally as Dulit Fernando's is. So maybe a change at fly half at halftime. It's a bounced ball to Kurumbula Pitia. And now Vinil Fernando. That's a good ball out to Samisha Viranga. That's a high tackle. It's got to be. It's got to be a high tackle. And we've seen this more than once. Piris has gone high on his man. And it doesn't matter whether you get him or not. The matter is whether you tried to get him high.
Absolutely. I think it's a bit of a technical problem there. I think he's just not got his head in the game. He's got to go around the waist or near the knees. He just looks like he's just panicking slightly, so goes a bit high. But finally, St. Joseph's with a chance, Shanaka, to exert some pressure and chance for the first set play of the season.
And as far as technical issues go, I agree, Itzhak. I think the tackler has got to just bend his knees into the tackle a bit more. It's fine to go around the chest, but not above the shoulders, which is what they're doing. Well won there by Ravin De Silva. Pulled down once again, well sacked, but still going is Stefan Gregory. The ball is available and now they swing it out. And it's been knocked forward. Charmikara, the big prop, seeing the white line before his eyes, drops the ball cold. You've got to feel for the lad, but good pressure defense by St. Peter's as well.
Shanak, I remember a couple of years ago, I think, when Danushka Ranjan was and Jamaldeen was the keepers of Royal and St. Peter's, of course. St. Peter's College came to Royal College, and Royal College absolutely minced them playing with the pack. I remember that year Danushka Ranjan and co had a cracking line. That's got to be the game plan of St. Joseph's College. They've got to play with the pack. Out of danger there by Sandesh. Goes to Fernando Picks. He's looked very aggressive. And bit of infringement there by St. Joseph's College. Just going back to that. In that game, I clearly remember St. Peter's College being on the back foot. They were mauled. They were just brought down around the fringes. And St. Peter's College didn't have any answers. Royal College just sucked in all the defenders, drew the defense in, and then worked it out and scored their tries.
Yes, I think they need to keep hitting a lot harder at that 9-10 channel, the 10-12 channel. Both of those, they need to attack with a little bit of purpose. They're attacking it at the moment, but they don't really have the game plan built around it. And that's something that they need to work on. But as you said, I like Vinul Fernando. He's seen quite a bit of the ball so far. But because he's not the biggest lad, he needs to come back into play and bring those flankers and number 8s into the game. And that's something I like to see Sali and Bope Arachi, the two experienced men, doing a little bit better, going around and supporting their ball carriers on the outside. Good line out again by St. Peter's. Well defended by the Joes. They've got them going backwards. And now Fernando, who's standing at the fly half berth, that looked suspiciously forward to me. And fanning out now and finally getting in the defensive line. Shamilka gets away from one and gives his team a little bit more front football. And now they've got some forward runners. Sami Shaviranga goes himself. And well stolen there. But the referee says, no, it wasn't well stolen. The man was on his feet. The man wasn't on his feet. You've got to give him a chance to play the ball, Yitzhak. But if the ball carrier delays, you can still go after it. And the only issue that the referee has to check on is whether the tackler has released the ball carrier.
Absolutely. So that's a bit of a technical point coming in from Shanaka Kurumbulapitiya once again with a chance now to get some possession for his side. Slightly gets that over close towards touch referee Dinamal there. So let's see what St. Joseph's College can conjure up from here. I'd like to see some first phase ball Sali coming in, and then the very next phase Stefan Gregory bashing his way. Let's see what St. Joseph's College have up their sleeve.
Well, they've got Sali standing just outside the fly half. Great ball, and here he takes it now, but it's a decoy. Here's Kurumbulapitiya coming into the line. Vinul Fernando steps in nicely, runs straight into his man though. Chaturanga, and the pass is not good. Chaturanga is not having a great game today. He's picking his options, but his passing accuracy hasn't really made it easier for his ball carriers.
Absolutely. Let's be very honest. Shanaka is having a shocker, probably because it's the first game of the season, still getting used to his position. I think that's Sunet Chaturanga there. Let's see what he can conjure up for the rest of this game. Scrum for St. Peter's College. Good pressure coming in from St. Joseph's College. They stole it there. That's Bope Arachi leading the way for St. Joseph's College. Chaturanga comes back in. That's Devon Fernando who goes into contact. Still going, the little guy. Chaturanga once again. Slow ball for St. Joseph's College. Ball once again low. Antonio there. That's number 24. Looks for space. Looks to offload. No chance. St. Joseph's College still with possession. Here we go. That's knocked on there by St. Joseph's College. He had grass in front of him, but he's knocked it on there. Time, and yes, that is halftime here at Sierra FC. St. Joseph's College trailing by 10 points. St. Peter's College deservingly in the front.
Yes, it has been a much more exciting game than the scoreboard suggests, but St. Peter scoring a breakaway try to put some daylight between them and the challengers St. Joseph's. So we'll wait and see what the second half has in store. It should be plenty of excitement, judging by what we've seen in this first 40 minutes. Yitzhak, we'll be back with all that action on ThePapare.com. Don't go anywhere. It's a blockbuster clash in the Singer Schools League, live from Longden Place. Hello and welcome back to live pictures from the Longdon Place grounds here, the CRNFC, the centre stage for this blockbuster clash between St. Joseph's and St. Peter's. It's been a frenetic first 40 minutes, and it promises to be the same in the second 40 minutes. St. Peter's with a breakaway try going into the lead, and all the points have been scored unsurprisingly by Kevin Dixon, the captain, who has put one penalty and a conversion over, together with the try that he scored, which was set up by a lovely run by TRR Fernando, who has moved from the wing into the centre position this year for St. Peter's. So an experienced Joe's side will have it all to do in the second 40 minutes. They need to come back into this game. They need to come back onto the scoreboard and get within parity of St. Peter's. It should be a very, very exciting next 40 minutes. Yitzhak, how do you see this going?
Pretty hard to say after the first half display that St. Joseph's College might come back into this, but let's see. It's a game of rugby, first game of the season, so anything can happen. Let's see. Of course, slight delay. We're waiting for the referee, I think, slightly missing in action here. But you're looking at the first half, St. Peter's College deservingly getting their 10 points and showed a lot of fluent and positive play. That's, I think, the difference between the two sides so far. Look to be on the front foot, St. Peter's College, at every given opportunity. And St. Joseph's College have been good in defense, but that one little mistake by Antonio, allowing Dixon to go through the gap and score a try. So let's see how St. Joseph's College can come back into this. Let's see whether there'll be a change in structure of and strategy by St. Joseph's College. Still waiting on the referee. And he makes his way, I think Carter, yes, referee Carter makes his way back onto the field. Dixon slightly murmuring a couple of things into the referee's ear just before the half gets on the way. So it'll be Kurumbula Pidia kick-starting the second half here at CRNFC. Kurumbula Pidia goes long once again. And he knocks it on cold-blooded, so early opportunity for St. Joseph's College.
Yes, that'll give them a little bit of morale coming back from that battering that they took towards the last 5 minutes of the first half. Give them some confidence, and it's given them an opportunity to get into the 22 of the Peterite team, which they haven't done for a long while in this game. They had an opportunity to go into the lead, but Kurumbula Pidia missed a fairly easy kick. But this should give Tariq Saleh a nice blind side to work with. And here's Chaturanga, number 14, and this is over for the try. Is it? No, it's not. Just short. Keeps the ball available nicely. The wing three-quarter for St. Joseph's, that was Romesh Priyankara. And they've got to use their big men now. Saleh and Stefan Gregory, you can see him in the number 3 jersey, going for the line. And the referee says time off, and he's going to want to consult with his linesman. I think they might have just gone over there, Yitzhak, from the angle that we saw. And yes, it's a try. Coming back into the game, just as we said, chase the game plan, go into the big hits. And that's what we've seen working for St. Joseph's. So on the stroke of halftime, just coming back, they've scored the try. This will really set up the next few minutes.
Absolute eagle eye spot there by Shanaka. Yes, good momentum for St. Joseph's College. Let's see what they can do from here. This kick is going to be very crucial, Shanaka. These are the fine margins where a big match is won or lost. So let's see whether Kurumbula Pidia comes back with a lot of positivity and success in his kicks. But good passage of play. St. Joseph's College finally playing to their strengths.
Really important for this kick to go over, but judging by the game he's been having, I wouldn't put too much money on this one. And in this break, we'll bring you news from the racecourse grounds where the quarterfinals of the Dialogue Clifford Cup are being played. And the news is that police are in a shock lead to Havelock's 26 points to 24 points to 6. Police are leading Apisa and Nankaliva's police team, making a dramatic turnaround here in the Dialogue Clifford Cup. And 24 points to 6 it is at the racecourse. So pressure kick, there's been a bit of a delay. Don't know what that was about. But a very important kick. 10-7 reads much better than 10-5. Such an important psychological 2 points for this, and also for Kurumbula Pitia's own confidence. He keeps pushing it to the left, Yitzhak, so this might actually be an easier kick for him than the last time.
Yes, hopefully he doesn't drag it. Let's see. Kurumbula Pitia poised. Such a crucial kick here. Takes a deep breath. Steps back. Strikes it this time. Is he going to curl back? Hits the post. Then goes away. Very, very close there. Like you said, it would help. It was a slightly easier kick, but hits the post, inside of the post, and bounces away. Still 5 points on the board, but good start from St. Joseph's College.
Well, it looked for all money like it was going in. Yitzhak, how cruel can this game be? And let's hope that 2 points doesn't come back to haunt St. Joseph's at the end of this game. Just kissed the inside of the post and bounced out. So many times we've seen that bouncing in, but didn't happen. A referee Irshad having a word with the table and saying that there are far too many people on the touchline, and that's absolutely true. It should just be the people on the bench, but lots of people have jumped over the railings here. St. Joseph's College, who I believe are the hosts of this fixture, must make sure that they keep people away from the playing area, because the referees cannot control it. We saw that brawl early on in the first half, and there were so many people in colored clothing who were involved in that or on the field there. It's a very dangerous safety issue.
Absolutely no two words about it. I've seen a brawl before where the crowd has gotten onto the field. So that's something we do not want to see here at the CRNFC, or for that matter any other match. These pictures, of course, brought to you by www.thepapare.com, propping rugby all the way. St. Peter's College will restart the game here. Still referee Garden not happy. Fair enough, Shanika. I mean, they've got to take the players' safety into consideration and the involvement of the crowd, and that's something we don't want to see. So we advise everybody just to, calm your emotions down. Yes, this is a big match. Everybody wants to be a part of it, but let the game go on. So Piat Fernando has been inserted into fullback, and Dixon moves up. Actually, Dixon has just gone out, so we're not really sure what that is.
Don't know if it's a blood bin, but that's a massive loss for St. Peter's if that's the case. And here's the first tester for Piat Fernando. But there was a penalty before. And Sali is getting a talking to from the referee once again. He's been told that he needs to stay on side. Well, I've scoured the pitch, can't see Dixon on it, and unless there's been a blood bin, things not looking very good for St. Peter's.
Or Shanang, in a parallel universe, they've given him 10 minutes to relax and come back and blister past the defense.
You've been reading way too much science fiction, Yitzhak. And yes, it looks like there's been a concussion as he walks past our commentary position here. Kevin Dixon looks completely shattered. And that's a real shame for an excellent player. I hope he's able to play again this season. I hope it doesn't rule him out. But that kick goes wide. And Shamilka Kurumbulapiti are running this one out. And now Saleh, Tariq Saleh, tries to get the offload away, but doesn't manage to do so. But St. Joseph showing a little bit of enterprise. And you can see that was Vimukti Rahul actually that ran it out. And you can see now that their best player is out, and St. Joseph's knows that, this is going to really impact psychologically on the Josephian team as well as the Peterite team.
Yes, going back to Danushka Ranjan's here once again. Danushka Ranjan scored 2 tries. After that, he went down, I think, with a tear in his ACL. And St. Joseph's came back into that game, took a lot of momentum from that loss for St. Peter's College. Will the same pattern appear? Will St. Peter's be able to pull it off? It's all going to happen within the next 37 minutes of this game here at CRN FC. Beautiful atmosphere for St. Peter's and St. Joseph's to play here. Crowd packed here on both sides. Let's see what's going to happen. Piat Fernando, I don't know how he's going to handle this situation, but he's got to come up with the goods ASAP.
Yes, it's going to be a difficult task for anyone. Tariq Salih taking 2 tacklers with him. And now Stefan Gregory steps inside. He's got to take that ball at a higher pace. Kurumula Pitia now puts the boot to the ball. And that's an excellent kick. Very good kick from Kurumula Pitia, and you can see the shift in momentum. Josephs look like they're a different team than the one they were in the first half.
Absolutely, I think that injury playing a big role in the minds of St. Joseph's College. I mean, it's not good to see players go off. Such a player like that. That guy's a little star in the making. So let's see whether St. Peter's College now, who's going to control the game? Who's going to take direction? Let's see what's going to happen. St. Joseph's College, here we go. Ravin Antonio goes to the boot once again. Not advised there, straight to the hand. This guy looks like he's not cut out at that position. Probably needs a bit more time, but that's not good from Antonio.
Yes, I'm really not a fan of him playing in an influential position like fly half or even inside center. Well taken there by Priyankara. Good work there from the winger to make the ball available for his team. And here's Antonio, very slow ball. Priyankara, the big prop forward. Now it's still available. And here's Vinula Fernando, who's found himself with the ball in hand once again. And here it is, some exciting running from Stefan Gregory. And Antonio, again, the ball is slow. It's a good tackle in the end that sees an end to Vimukti Rahula's run. And now St. Peter's have some numbers on the outside. Nishan Fernando. Sandesh Abe Vikrama. That's excellent tackling from the big prop. Chamikara. And it looks like Yapa is going back onto the pitch.
Absolutely. So going back for a bit of experience and man coming back after a blood bin. This is the problem for me for St. Peter's College. Shanaka, who is going to direct them now? It's got to be Sandesh, I think, at fly half. But without the influential character, who is the guy they're going to go when they're under pressure?
Well, I think Nishan Fernando is another name that comes to mind, Itzhak. Nishan Pereira, in fact, sorry about that. But he's one man that can rise to the occasion. But leadership, as you said, is important. Nishan is the vice captain, so he will be the captain now in the absence of Dixon. Abe Vikrama with a big plaster on his shoulder, on his forehead rather. Great chase. And a good collection from Priyankara is completely thrown away by an unnecessary offload. And holding on, Shamika Kurumala Pitia had no option but to hold on to that ball. And Priyankara, unfortunately, after a great collection, under severe pressure, had to throw that ball away. So this is where St. Joseph's just need to be a little bit more patient. They need to not panic. And this game is theirs now if they just go the next 30 minutes without doing self-destructing, actually.
Yes, Shanaka, this might be the oldest cliche in rugby. The next try is the most crucial. But I think it's a bit too early to say that, Shanaka, because we've seen the two sides scoring later on in the half. St. Peter's College and St. Joseph's College have the lads and the legs and the morale and the momentum to go the distance. So let's see what will happen here. Interesting passage of play coming up the next 10 minutes are going to be very, very vital here. Good throw in there by Yapa. Taken into the maul, going forward. St. Peter's College gradually making their way. Releases it now. Sandesh looking for a runner, spreads it wide. This guy's looked very dangerous, created the try earlier. Loose pass. No Dixon in the line. That's what's happening. Wriggles away the little wing three-quarter there in the corner, making a couple of yards for his school team. But again, knocked on, cold-blooded. Once again, knocked on by St. Joseph's. Will come back for a little scrum down. St. Joseph's College ball. St. Joseph's College, Shanaka should get into the Peter right half because there have been a bit more than the first half unforced errors. So let's see maybe if St. Joseph's College get into that half, they'll actually try and exploit the defense because we haven't really seen St. Peter's College on their last line of defense.
Yes, and when they have, they've looked vulnerable as well. That was the way they scored that first try at the start of this half. So you're absolutely right. Joseph should play the territorial game. And that's not a good scrum. They needed to do better there and get good ball away from for that team. And they've given away a penalty. Incredibly. They had a scrum and somehow managed to undo all the good work that they did. So this is it again. It's just pure mistakes from St. Joseph's that are allowing St. Peter's to stay in as much of a lead as they are at the moment.
Absolutely, lacking a bit of experience, I think, at pressure situations. So that's something that they're going to grow on when the season goes on. But let's see St. Peter's College now with the chance to extend that gap to 8 points. And just that means St. Joseph's College will have to score two times. As we see Saleh coming off, I think, for a slight blood bin, yes. This guy wouldn't want to come off the field. He's that strong. The leader for St. Joseph's College, Tariq Saleh. So Sandesh, the flyer for St. Peter's College. Let's see whether he can do something with the boat today. Doesn't get the best of contact, and he puts that wide too. So we've seen some horrible kicking here at CRN FC, Shanaka. These are very crucial kicks.
Indeed, two important misses. One from Kurumbula Pitia to put his team into the lead, and Sandesh Abevicama now in the absence of Kevin Dixon, who looks like the only guy in the team who's a head and shoulders above the other 29 players on the park. Yitzhak, because he's got the skills, he's got the confidence, he's got the competence as well. He's doing really well, but now without him, St. Peter's look a different team. Collected there by RM Silva. Ball still available for Peters. But again, now you can see how the confidence is playing on their minds. St. Joseph's come away with this one. They're playing advantage for a scrum. And they're handling way too much outside. They need to set this up in the midfield before they go out. Here's Stefan Gregory. Goes on his own. Ravin De Silva is there with him. And now Devon Fernando and Charmikara go together. That's a good run from Charmikara, the prop forward. The two props carrying the ball nicely. Kurumbula Pitia puts the ball onto his boot. And that was a good kick. And St. Joseph's have the put in as well. Tariq Saleh going back in after the blood bin with a fairly rudimentary strapping job.
Yeah, he's a guy who doesn't like to stay out for long. He's a tough guy. The skipper for St. Joseph's College returning. From a Peterite coaching point of view, Shanika, I'd be tempted to throw back Dixon in because he's that crucial. But nobody wants to see him back because that could ruin his rugby career.
There's very strict protocols on concussion, and I know that Ben McDougall will follow those to the letter. Avishka Ranasinghe is the man that they've chosen to replace him. Where they will slot him in is the issue. Probably Tariq Salih, fresh from that little rest that he's had, smashes forward, and Gregory now barges towards the line. It's quick ball. Chaturanga needs to give this one quickly. Ravin Antonio takes a month of Sundays but finally gets it out. Kurumbula Pitia steps inside, leaves it for Chaturanga. The little scrum half gets clattered. But the referee comes back for the penalty. He had his arm out for an advantage for the Josephian team. And they've got to take the points here, but instead they're going for the quick tap. Stefan Gregory, has he got what it takes to take him over the line? And it's held up, referee says, so it's a penalty. It's a penalty in front of the posts. And they want to try and take it quickly against St. Joseph's. But they've got to take the 3 points, surely. They've got to take the 3 points. They've taken the scrum. That's the second best option, I would think. And now they've got options left and right. Watch for Saleh coming off the base here. This is the stuff that number 8s dream about. 5-meter scrum in the middle of the field. And it looks like the positional changes have happened. Nishan Pereira goes from the inside center position to the flank position. And Avishkar Ranasinghe slots into the inside center position. So that's a good change. Tariq Salih goes to ground. Stefan Gregory, where is he? There he is now. Bumps off one. He's got to get lower in his body position, Gregory. And now we have Kurumbula Pitia. Looks to come back on the inside. Had to, because now the defense was drifting nicely. And it looks like that might have been a high tackle. And he will go to his pocket, the referee. And he's going to the book. And that's TRR Fernando, who's been going a little higher than he should all game. Finally getting the card we thought he should have got earlier. And now they need to attack, and they need to attack strong.
I think they've got to go for a scrum because they're going to have less men on the line, Shanaka. So St. Joseph's College, here's the opportunity. Go on with quick ball. The big man goes towards the line. And he scored! St. Joseph's College back in this one. This is what everybody loves. Every Josephian on their feet, blood pumping. Here we go. This is the chance for St. Joseph's. After 15 years, they've got a really big chance to win this one.
Well, you can see the importance of one man to the game. This is when the All Blacks lost Daniel Carter in 2007. You know what happened to them. And is this what is going to happen to St. Peter's as well? Played so well in the first 40 minutes. Got a concussion, did Kevin Dixon, in the early part of the second half. And since then, St. Joseph's have been the team to watch. Kurumbula Pitia with what should be a regulation kick. And it's good. So it's 7 points, so 12 points to 10 in favor of the Josephians. And the home crowd here is going absolutely wild.
I might be a bit biased, Shanaka, but I can clearly say St. Joseph have been the better side coming into the second half. Let's see whether St. Peter's can come back into this game. St. Joseph's College for the first time leading in this game by 2 points. 12 points, plays 10 points. 2 tries each. In this 2 tries in this for St. Joseph's College. Let's see what they can do. St. Peter's College will restart. That's a skipper influential. Skipper Tariq Salih for St. Joseph's College. Chaturanga. Kurumbula Pitia into the pocket. Spreads it wide to Rahula, who's on the outside. He's got a burst. Oh, that. Shanaka, I'm sorry, but that's got to go to the bin.
Looks like Peters might end up with 13 players now. This is the discipline we were talking about. Peters have to keep that discipline. If not, they'll have serious trouble. As we see Sandesh Jayavikrama, who's been in the wars today, already going to the bin. So we've had number 10 and number 13 going to the bin. So St. Joseph's now will have a license to spread it wide.
This is where the coach is going to play a crucial role. Bilal Yusuf barking out orders. The two best players for St. Peter's College are off the field, Shanaka. It's now or never. It's now or never. Kurumbalapidia getting the yardage. This is what St. Joseph's College needs. I repeat, it's now or never. The referee Dinimal telling Bilal Yusuf to get back to his position. But you can't help it. He's pumped up. He knows that this is opportunity. He's come close before, Bilal Yusuf, but not been able to beat St. Peter's College when he was coaching St. Joseph's College earlier. But this is the chance. Let's see what they can do. St. Joseph's College now have got two extra men in the line. So let's see whether they, for once, start working the line now or whether they stick to what they know best.
Bit of confusion here about the reserve hooker. That's Senal Fernando, who's gone on but might have to come off very quickly. He's got a yellow for coming on before, maybe coming on before he had permission to come on. And this is where the fourth, this is where the fourth officials really need to realize what's going on. But there's already 15 players on the pitch, so he's on the bench, Senal Fernando, but he's still got a yellow, so he can't come in until that 10-minute period expires. But two replacements going on for St. Peter's as well. And Peters coming through that line out. Untidy ball for Chaturanga. Antonio. Sali. Runs a nice angle in his new jersey. Here's Ravin Antonio. Now they've got space. Now it's Kurumbalapidia. Ramesh Priyankara drops the ball cold. They've got to draw and pass. They've got two men down in the sin bin. And St. Peter's really need to set together the phases and not go wide too quickly.
Absolutely, and for St. Peter's College, they've got to play the waiting game. They've got to slow down the game because they're going to lose otherwise, because all the momentum is with St. Joseph's College. So they've got to really, really slow down the game. Once again, a big conversation between the referees. Oh, we don't like to see this. We want the game to go on. The touch judge, they are getting a bit too excited. Referee Carter taking a moment to explain. He's telling the referee to calm down, so everything's happening here. Exactly what you said, Shanaka. That guy was on the bench, so, and Devon hadn't left the field. If Devon had left the field, it wouldn't have been a yellow card. Nevertheless, because he hadn't still come into the play, he was given a yellow card, and he still 15 players remain on the field. So clearly understood there for everybody. Here we go, St. Joseph's College. They'll re-scrum that. Shanaka, now who do they go to? Sandesh is also off the field.
Well, Nishan's still there, and Avishka Ranasinghe is a good ball player. He's got good skills.
This game is crying out for Dulit Fernando, Shanaka.
It indeed is. I think Ravin Antonio needs to come off the pitch, and here's Ranasinghe making that run. Ball is available. Peters finally with the ball in hand, but St. Joseph's have gone in after it. And referee saying that the tackle player didn't release. Ravin Antonio, that was as well.
Shanaka, St. Joseph's College really need a director right now, and that guy is Dulit Fernando. Oh, that looks like it's slightly gonna be inside. Oh no, it just makes that, so that's a pretty good kick. But yes, I keep on going to this because Ravin Antonio has been, he's played okay. But Dulit Fernando knows his way around the park, and they need a guy to direct St. Joseph's College because they've got two men extra.
They've got two men extra, and they also don't have Kevin Dixon, so they don't have to worry about kicking it to the fullback. And Dulit Fernando has great direction on his kicks. And that's why I would scream if I was a St. Joseph's fan. I would be screaming his name right now. But now is an opportunity for Peters to get back into the game. 12 points to 10 now. The Peterite team. Do they have what it takes? Good line out. Rajapaksa winning it in the middle, but well defended by Josephs in the end. And looks like they've turned this one over. Kurumbalapitia thumps it and waiting for it is Ranasinghe. Ball knocked on and that's offside. Referee calling for the knock forward. There's only 2 points in it though, Itzhak, and Josephs will be very well placed not to think that they've already won this game.
Yes, that would be a very stupid thing to do. I think they've got to follow Sir Alex Ferguson here, Shanaka. I know it'll kill you, but Sir Alex Ferguson's philosophy was go for the kill. Even when you're leading, go for the kill. That's what I think St. Joseph's College have to do. They cannot relax. This is it. It's now or never. Kurumbala Pitia to the new guy. Spreads it wide. This is the guy who makes the yards for St. Joseph's College. Fernando there brought back on the inside. Looks like a slight knock on. No, St. Joseph's College still with the ball. Chaturanga better in the second half. That's Bo Pearachi spins away. Still going. 4 guys to bring him down. They've got to get quick ball here. Chaturanga needs quick ball. This is the big guy. Takes it, still going. Stefan Gregory, let's see whether he can go. Still not brought down. St. Joseph's College options, left, right, numbers on each side. Ravin Antonio, Vimukti Raula steps off the inside, steps outside. Looks to pass it to Kurumbalapidia. Got him on the outside, comes back inside. That's Chaturanga, comes back inside. He's brought down, acting scrum off there. Spreads it back inside once again to Bo Pearachi. He's been playing about 3 or 4 years, so he's an experienced character for St. Joseph's College. Spreads it out once again to the big guy who's come back on the inside. This is a massive passage of play. And he scored! St. Joseph's College! Oh no, my goodness. Oh my goodness. Has he dropped the big match?
Has he dropped the game? Knocked forward. Stefan Gregory did all the hard work. But referee Irshad Carter, credit to him, was right on the spot and saw the knock forward. But despite that knock on, I think that the Josephian team will be happy about that passage of play. They completely destroyed the Peterite defense. But you've got to remember, this is a Peterite defense with 2 men down still. So if they weren't doing that, they'd have a problem. But they need to get some points on the board with this 13-man advantage.
Shanaka just going back to that kick miss in the first half. Will that be crucial?
Well, that was 5 points kicked away. And if that easily kickable 5 points, I would think. And if those 5 points were kicked, things would be different. But I think Dulit Fernando really needs to make an entrance now. Ravin Antonio is very slow getting that ball out. I'm sure he's a talented player, but he's got to improve the speed of his distribution. Huge scrum for Peters. They've got a big replacement in the front. They've got Ratnaik and Biangwila in there, who are fresh legs. So they'll be able to withstand the Josephian pressure. And just in front of our commentary position, TR Fernando waits to go back on. And TR Fernando comes back onto the park, much to the relief of the Peterite fans and much to the relief of the rest of his Peterite defenders. Good scrum by, and that's a obstruction, clear obstruction there by number 21, Heenpalda. But Josephians have stolen this one. Ravin De Silva borrows his way to the line. Sarik Sali, everybody wants a piece of it here. And the try is scored. The try is scored. We'll tell you who it is in just a moment. That's Chaturanga who scored the try. And despite having an absolute shocker of a game today, Chaturanga has scored the try that may just have won this big match for St. Joseph's.
It's been a long time coming. The game isn't over, but St. Joseph's College have a chance to go 9 points ahead. It's all to play for here at Sierra FC. Everybody is pumped, including me. Jesus Christ, we've waited so many years for this. Let's see what happens. There's much more time to go in this game, but let's see whether St. Joseph's College can capitalize on this. They've still got one player in the shed, St. Peter's College. They're on their knees. Let's see what happens. St. Joseph's, this kick is going to be very crucial once again. Kurumbala PT has had a lot of kicks. So let's see. Oh, looks like it was held up.
Well, the referee awards the scrum, awards the try, and then gets a call from his touch judge, does he? Well, I'm not sure that's the correct protocol. That's interesting because the referee seemed to be on the spot. And that could be a really crucial call. Unless the referee asks his touch judge, I don't know whether you can give him that call. And that's held up again, says the ref. So it'll be a scrum 5 to St. Joseph's. Interesting call there because the referee did award the try and he was fairly convinced that it was scored. But somehow the touch judge intervened.
Once again, it's the same old story, Shanaka. Refereeing decisions.
Well, even yesterday at the Science College versus St. Thomas's College game, 2 forward passes were missed. One was not a forward, one was. And if the game was a little closer, Science College would have been very upset by the fact that that wasn't called. But here's Kurumbala Pitia again giving it to his winger, Romesh Priyankara. Kurumbala Pitia gets up, gets hammered by Diat Fernando. And the referees put his time off again. I think he's looking towards Diat Fernando, who was pretty much beating a tattoo on Kurumbala Pitia's back, like he was a drummer, Dave Grohl, and that Kurumbala Pitia was his set of drums.
Let's see, interesting. This is another big call, another little chat there coming in. If we stick with consistency, he's got to go, Shanaka. But let's see what, and looks like he's going to go. He just took his number, I think. So, oh no, it's a penalty. It's a final warning. St. Joseph's College, what do you do here? Tap and go. I think a scrum would be more advisable with the extra man in the line.
Well, they're tapping and going. And Stefan Gregory, there's a forward pass. Oh my dear, oh dear, oh dear. What an absolute shocker. And Chaturanga, as we thought, his game keeps getting worse and worse.
So unfortunate for St. Joseph's College. Chaturanga thinking he scored a try. The decision was given. It was try called. It was 17 points on the board as well. And then brought back there. So let's see. An interesting passage of play to come here. It's all to play for here at the Sierra FC. Pressure for St. Joseph's College. Pressure for St. Peter's College. Where do they go? Sandesh spreads it wide. So this is pretty good rugby from St. Peter's. Looking for the break. Taken down there. Could this be a mistake by St. Peter's? Very, very gutsy play. I like to see this though. Breaks away from the tackle. Brought down. St. Joseph's College have to play the territory game. St. Peter's College have to get out of jail right now. This is dangerous. Staying in their own half. Looks like it's going to be a bit of box kick. Yeah, that's Sandesh who steps back in and puts it. So this guy's been having a pretty good game. Vinod Fernando breaks away from the tackle. Still going. Possession with St. Joseph's College. Oh, loopy pass. I don't like to see that. This guy's got a pretty good game for St. Joseph's College at lock forward. Once again, loopy pass there. Luke Tiraule. What kind of kick was that? But he's recovered the ball. Oh, slight. Oh, yes, he's recovered the ball. And he's pushed into touch. So once again, I think lacking direction there. They shouldn't be kicking. I think they should hold on to the ball a bit more, St. Joseph's College.
Absolutely they should, because Peters will be tired from doing all that extra man defending. But you can see on the bottom right hand side of your screen all the players, all the spectators that have been converging onto the pitch. This is not good to see, and the home team really needs to take responsibility for making sure that their spectators don't cross the line and infringe onto the field of play. Good line-out win for St. Peter's. Sandesh Abhivikrama looks like he wants to play positively. Avishkar Ranasinghe with a nice offload. And now some space for T.R. Fernando after his rest in the sin bin. They're trying to hold him up. And now St. Peter's have the ball. And they've got some space. Peters trying to run themselves out of trouble. Good positivity from the Peterites. Heenpelle. The ball goes down and St. Peter's are up against it with St. Joseph's flying into their face. Got to counter ruck here. But the referee comes back for the knock forward. There was a drop. Not sure whose ball this is. Might be Peter's ball. Not sure whose that knock forward was. Avishkar Ranasinghe has a very short stint. Came in as a replacement and has gone off again. Good work from Nishan Pereira at number 8. Lovely switch pass there from Peterites. They are not going to give up without a fight. Holding on, says the referee. These players are out on their feet here. It's been such an exciting game. It's a thriller minute, really. And you have to give credit to referee Irshad Carter, who's let the game flow as well. It's a guy that likes to blow a lot of penalties usually, but he's improved his refereeing style. And Kurumbula Pitia thumps this one right deep into the heart of the Peterite 22. And they've got to finish this off if they want to be comfortable in the last few minutes.
Yeah, they've got to put the icing on the cake right now. This is a chance. If they score here, I think it'll be a bit too much for St. Peter's College. But let's see, it's all to play for here. It's still in the balance, Shanak. I think St. Peter's College have done well. It's going down to 13 men. St. Joseph's College with them all.
Viraj Pereira has been outstanding in the line-out in the number 7 jersey. And Tariq Salih controls it at the back. Now they go down. Chaturanga. Ravin Antonio. Cut-out pass. It's a very slow-moving ball. Kurumbula Pitia has no option but to step back inside. Dances his way past several defenders but finds a wall of defense in the form of the Peterite forward pack. And now Bope Arachi screaming for the line. Now it's a lovely pass to Tariq Salih, and lying all over the ball is a Peterite defender, and Stefan Gregory should be unstoppable from 5 meters out. St. Joseph's. Antonio puts in the drop kick. And they had a penalty coming there, so that's why Antonio went for the drop kick. And they've got to take the scrum now, Yitzhak. Run the clock down indeed. Or maybe even go for the line out if they're confident. Viraj Pereira has been dominant there. So they might put this on the 5 meter and try to roll themselves over the line, but instead it looks like they're going for the tap and go. Not making the same mistake they did last time by making a forward pass. But here it is now. Antonio with the cutout pass. Rahula. This is Romesh Priyankara. Romesh Priyankara still going. Did he dot it down? Did he dot it down? Yes, he has. Dean Imal going for the line for the post. So that means that they've dotted it down. And the try is scored by Romesh Priyankara. A lovely move. Well finished by the little wing 3-quarter on the right. Outstanding performance from him. And that should be the game.
Yes, just a few moments remaining in this game at CRN FC. This is a dream come true for every Josephian here. Every Josephian around the world. What a performance. First match of the season. The big one after 15 years. Last time we won it was 1999. And we're here at the cusp of a big victory here. St. Joseph's College. Here we go. Kurumbula Pitia with the kick. Got to take his time.
Kurumbalapitiya now. This kick won't matter too much. Probably the most difficult kick of the evening for Kurumbalapitiya. But now that the confidence is high, and just for good measure, he hits both posts this evening. Hit the right post earlier with the conversion and now hits the left. It's been an almost game for Shamilka Kurumbalapitiya, but his team have not let him down.
Absolutely, in the final moments here, let's see whether St. Joseph's College can hold on to this one. It'll be a big victory. Just got to play territory. Kurumbalapitiya gets the meat on the boot. Picked up nicely there. To the middle he goes. This is the guy. Oh, hammered but bumps off that tackle. Still going that Peter Wright. He's played pretty well today as well. As to the lock forward, number 5. Brought down here. Is he? Oh, that was close to not releasing. That's Yapa going against Stefan Gregory, the big man for St. Joseph's College. Handpel brings the ball back inside. Short pass, steps back inside. That's Nishan, if I'm not mistaken. He has no space to work with. Handpel once again looking for options. Oh, that was forward. Oh my goodness. That looked forward, Shanaka. But St. Peter's College still go on. And he's been pushed out, but Shanaka.
That looked a mile forward. It was probably as far forward as Herat's pass yesterday. That led to a Thomian try. And this is where in close games, if those lead to tries, you're going to have absolute commotion in the stands. A lot of passion here from the supporters, the students of the teams. A lot of pressure on these coaching staff. And there we go again, Viraj Pereira doing well. They kick the ball out and that's the game. Yitzhak has left the building. He cannot wait to get out there and support the team. 17 points to 10. It's been an absolute blockbuster of a game. But the entire game turned around on the injury to Kevin Dixon. St. Joseph's played really well in the last 30 minutes of this game. But in the first 5 minutes of the second half, Kevin Dixon was concussed and had to be taken off, the Peter Wright captain. And when they lost their best player, their talisman, St. Peter's looked like a different team. But that man that's been carried up there, Tariq Saleh, in his headband, suffered a massive gash to his face as well. Didn't let it phase him. And Stefan Gregory in the front of your pictures there in the grey base layer played an outstanding game, both of them, to put their team in the lead. Scored 3 tries and a deserved win. But as many as 9 points kicked away by Kurumbalapitiya. He's going to have to work on that in the upcoming weeks. But it has been a fantastic start to the season so far. Science College upsetting St. Thomas's yesterday, if you can call it an upset. And now St. Joseph's upsetting St. Peter's, the 7th champions. But an outstanding performance from a brave Peter Wright team that fought till the end, wouldn't give up. But St. Joseph's did just enough with their experienced men to try and hold off the Peter Wright challenge towards the end. So it's 17 points to 10. And St. Joseph's will celebrate late into the night. From Longton Place, it's goodbye from us at ThePapare.com. Don't forget to keep it locked for all your action from the Dialogue Clifford Cup as well, which will bring you the semi-finals of